Hi guys, it's Summers here and welcome along to episode 64 of the Solihull Career Mode series here on FIFA 20. And just to let you guys know where we are in the league at the moment, we're just 1 point adrift of that top spot, Barnsley currently occupying it with 64 points, whilst we are 1 point behind with 63. But obviously that does mean that we are in contention for the playoff places. In this episode we will face off against Plymouth Argyle, Colchester United and Southend United, and as we are into January, that clearly means we need to pay some attention to the transfer window. Unfortunately, we've already lost the services of Brendan Rafferty, but it does mean that we obviously got that £20 million in exchange from Norwich. If you check out my Twitter timeline, I've also put up there the plan in terms of what players I'm interested in going for in this window. I'm not going to spend that entire 20 million quid because obviously we want the stadium upgrade, but I'll quickly run through the players that we are currently looking at. Okay, so first up, obviously I just mentioned Brendan Rafferty. He has joined Norwich for that £20 million fee, and he is currently worth £19 million, so obviously his valuation is only going to continue to rise. So I don't see us being able to sign him back to the club at any time soon, but I will monitor his progress because I will look to bring him in when it is possible in the future. Obviously there's a bevy of players on the list here, but the ones that we are currently focused on are Andre Dozzell. We've spoke about him in the past. He's a player that I have used in other career mode series, and the benefit to bringing Andre in is that Ipswich are currently lying bottom of the championship, so he has a release clause of 2.6 million, another fantastic deal for us effectively because he is currently worth £7 million. But the big sticking point is that weekly wage at £16,000, and obviously our highest wage at the moment is Bjorn Nystrom on £5,000, so that's a big gap to try and make up because I don't want to try and upset the squad. So if we do decide on Dozzell, I will have to play hardball in terms of the contract. I think I should be able to get him quite close to Bjorn's contract, but we'll have to see how that negotiation unfolds. The other player that we have on the list for central midfield role is Gideon Groib here for Shrewsbury. He's a German central midfielder that can also play as a CDM, has the playmaker, outside the foot shot and second wind traits, and has currently got 69 overall. Obviously we've made a bit of a thing about buying in talent from local rivals, and we can grab this guy's signature for somewhere between 1.15 and 1.45 million pounds. So he's the other alternative to Andre Dozzell. Okay, so I've got my eye on Craig Marshall. He's a Scottish 17-year-old, can play right wing or centre mid, has 69 overall, and is left-footed, and has the power free kick trait. So he would be available to us for around £1.4 million. And then our other option would be Bailey Saville from Salford. He's also a right winger, but can also play as a right midfielder. 19 years of age, has 70 overall, so he's going to be a little bit more money to get his signature at around £2.5 million. Okay, so obviously with Brendan Rafferty departing the scene, we do really need to try and sign another striker. And the first one on my list here is Alex Ince, who's currently playing for Bromley. The only problem I see with Alex is his skill moves. He's only a 1-star skiller, but he does have a 5-star weak foot, has 70 overall, and has the dives into tackles CPU trait. He is 20 years of age and will cost us around about £2.5 million. The other option we've got as a striker is Daniel Rossi from Coventry, 21-year-old Italian, again with 70, but this time he has a 4-star skill moves and a 4-star weak foot, and he'll cost us around £2.2 million. Okay, so just in terms of the budget, if we take a look here at the profit screen, we can see that our projection is £61.84 million, and obviously that big chunk of that has come from the sale of Brendan Rafferty, but that is what's going to accelerate us towards getting a new stadium underway. And currently our budget, our transfer budget, is £18.5 million, with a big chunk of that money having landed there because of Rafferty's sale. Right then, here we go. The first game of the episode is at Damson Park as we face off against 10th placed Plymouth Argyle in this one. Fires it in to Nystrom, fields it off to Peterson, who comes into the box. Lots of players around him, so he decides to come back out here for Max Allen, who drives it into the box, and Nystrom's turned his man, but he was in an offside position as the ball was played into him. Lucky there from the Swede, he's literally just offside. Quick interchange there between the Solihull players as Peterson tries to put that one into the box, but the defender prevents it coming in. Berglund off to Max Allen. Oh, he's closed down quickly and Plymouth come away with it, but they don't have the cutting edge to come forward, and we look to break them down once more. Into Nystrom. Comes out again via a good piece of play from Plymouth. Without and Riley comes away with it for Plymouth. Jeffcott now. Sarkovic is trying to pull the strings in the middle of the park. Telford knocks that over the top. Good ball in. They do manage to scramble it away. Come out exceptionally quick, do Plymouth, to try and close things down. Nystrom's turned his man into the box. He does his way through, but Canavan there is able to get a foot in. Nice ball into Jeffcoat, and there's a man over here who gets the ball into the box, but Ziegler is there to deal with the problem. The referee there calls for half time, and we currently sit at 0-0. Need to try to figure out a way to break down this Plymouth defence, because Nystrom has not had a shot on goal yet. Good ball clipped over the top there for McFadzean. Keeper comes out though, Kelly, to get that away. Comes wide here for Cockrell-Mullet. Inside for Evans. Cheeky little ball off to Brennan. Fires it into Nystrom and he picks his spot. But it is not a good enough effort to draw a save from the keeper as it just drifts wide of the post. Caught out here with Mafadzyan out wide. Berglund's out of position. Kelly comes and plucks that out the air. Rolls it out. Oh, gets himself caught up here. Kelly, you were the maker of your own misery there. It nearly led to a goal for Plymouth. Graham's trying to prevent the ball coming in, and it was a deep ball that Riley tried to hit first time. That would have taken an immense amount of skill to get that shot on target. More urgency about Plymouth at this point in the game as they look to get a goal before the final whistle. It's looking increasingly like this is going to end up as a 0-0. Good ball down the line. Cockrell-Mullet has followed it. Telford's run. Tries to prevent him coming in and comes out to Berglund. And the referee is going to call for full time here, no doubt. He does call for full time. And it's a 0-0 at home here. Another point on the board. But certainly a game where we should have been taking victory. Okay, so Brennan played on with a broken toe and will now be out for 2 months. He will be a big miss because he has been good since he's been in the lineup. And obviously we do have some transfer negotiations to think about, and we do have to use Joseph Brennan's injury here as a catalyst to bringing perhaps a midfielder in. Okay, so Josh Benning hasn't really settled in at the squad, and I got an offer in from Dijon and I pushed them a little bit harder, and they've decided that they want to pay £3.75 million for his services. Now, that is actually a decent amount of money for the striker, and I am going to accept the offer and we'll go in search of a replacement for him. Okay, so we've had another game sprung on us here, and as we can see, it is at the University of Bolton Stadium, which means it is the third round replay of the Emirates FA Cup game against Bolton Wanderers. And obviously we are under heavy rotation because this game is just a few days after the scenes against Plymouth. Cutchin down the line for Lance Allen, who cuts inside with it and uses his pace to go past the defender as if he wasn't even there. He's holding him off, comes into the box, but he's dispossessed at the crucial moment. Gives and goes, doesn't get the return ball, and Thomas comes out to claim that and quickly distributes it to Lance Allen, who comes inside and immediately requests the ball back. He uses pace here, but the defender is making ground on him. Cuts inside. Off to Rafferty. And it's a really poor ball from Pearce. Goes wide with it. Needs support and goes to the back post. Matthews comes out though and gets a glove on it. Well done. Benning's dropped in though. Rafferty finds him. Accelerates away and sends Pearson. Goes with the back heel, nearly picks out Josh Benning. It just drops to the feet of Pearson, but the referee had already called for the half-time whistle, and we're going to the break here at 0-0. O'Connor comes back into Rafferty, and Pearson's dropped into that hole, but he can't get past Zuma. Zuma is at Bolton. He must be on loan, surely. Bolotic out wide, trying to find some space to deliver the ball to the back post, and Thomas comes out. Bandori elects not to take the first time shot, and Smith blocks it off. Rafferty comes away with it. Pearson off to Fredrickson, who by his own standards has been relatively quiet, drives his way into the box, and he's felled by the Bolton man, but it isn't a foul. He just took him over as part of the challenge. So difficult to break down because they're banked up in front of us. Rafferty into Benning, who manages to turn his man, gets the shot away, but it's into the side netting. And that is the first real opportunity we've had of this game. Style down the line here for Bolton. Dare O'Connor coming across to try to prevent that from coming into the box. He does deliver it though, and it's a header from the edge of the box that Thomas has to push around the post. Very good effort there from the Bolton man that was going to drift in by the looks of it, or at least hit the post. Here we go then, time for a change. Pierce Rafferty coming off and Kuluk coming on. We've shifted into a different formation as well, just to try to improve our outlook in this game, because we really haven't made too many chances. Well done there by Smithy to steal that away, and Dare O'Connor comes away with it, fields it in to Lance Allen, who looks off for Fredrickson, delivers it into Benning. There's a man off going through, and it's Smithy, and he manages to get that ball slid into the bottom corner. This might have been a game where we haven't had too many chances, but Smithy comes up trumps when called upon. That is a great finish by the youngster, and is he the man to step up and take the secondary striker role now that Josh Benning might be on his way out the door too? He seems to think so. Bolton perhaps have one more chance in them. Kuluk doing well though, and Ziegler getting up for that. Well done. Smithy coming away with it. He'll drive at the defence. Looks out wide for his colleague Pearson. Goes again towards Pearson, but he's dead on his feet and can't chase that down. As the referee does indeed call for the full-time whistle here, we've managed to beat Bolton. And what is it about us and cup competitions? We keep on going here in the FA Cup. Okay, so the January transfer window is in full swing here, because not only have we got the deal over the line here with Josh Benning, having agreed personal terms with Dijon. We will receive £2.5 million of his transfer fee into the budget. We've also got a deal on the board for Denny Alic of £7.5 million from RB Salzburg, a kind of figure that we can't afford to refuse. And then on top of that, we've got a deal here for Kirk Mitchell. The young right back will be going out the door for £560,000. Okay, so time for the next scheduled game of the episode as we face off against Colchester United away from home here, who are playing in a 4-2-3-1 formation, and we've managed to get a 4-1 victory. Graham with a brace, Taylor and Nystrom getting on the score sheet. That is a victory and a half, boys. Here we go then, under the floodlights as we head to Roots Hall here to face off against Southend United. Shot play here by Southend to get things going. We just managed to survive that onslaught and come away with the ball here through Peterson. Run through there. Ralph out wide into Barrett. Comes inside for Akayu. Oh, that is a brilliant tackle by Max Allen under pressure. Smith drops it off to Peterson, who's managed to get free, tries to break away, off to Smithy, and he just toes it past the keeper and gets another goal here for Solihull, and showing that he is definitely making hay whilst the sun is shining. Nearly brought down in the box there, Peterson gets the ball across and Smithy picks up the pieces, just gets his toe on it to direct it past the keeper and put us 1-0 up here in this away match. Pace here by Ralph, he's well away. Kuluk tries to follow him, ball in. Max Allen tries to deal with, can't get it away. Southend threatening here. Ball skips out wide, but he's offside. Kelly prevents it in any case. Takes the ball again and knocks it into Nystrom. 1-2 with the Swede and drives into the box. Waits for the overlap here from Fredriksson, who comes through and takes a dip. But Allsop is able to prevent that high-speed effort coming in from Fredriksson. It's on his weak foot though, so he does drive it right at the keeper. Hutchinson now whips it back out wide. Cockrell-Mollett caught out. Ziegler comes across, but nobody to be found in the middle there, and we break away once more. Nice ball off. Evans cuts back, looks inside for Smith, who can't get there, but does at least try to get a foot on it. Ziegler, hard pass into Smith. Nystrom spins his man, comes away into the box. Defender does well. Oh, we've hit the post this time. 2 bites at the cherry there from Bjorn. He wasn't able to stick either in the net as the referee calls for the half-time whistle. And although Southend have put up a really good fight in the first half, we are currently leading here 1-0. Oh, that is a lovely ball down the line there to Barrett, and Max Allen comes off to try to cover it off and eventually gets the ball clear and will break away with the ball with Fredriksson. Waits for the overrun of Evans, goes again, chips the ball into the box, but the defender had done well there to cover off. Nice little bit interchange play. Peterson knocks it onto Nystrom. Goes inside for Smith. Tries to wriggle clear. Playing exceptionally touch tight here. Southend to prevent us breaking the lines. Berglund inside for Peterson. Smithy's dropped deep again. Knocks it in to Fredrickson. Goes again. Nice little 1-2 play there between the players. And Peterson comes through onto it. Hits a decent effort, but it does go up and over the bar. Slices across it. Snapshot from distance. Nothing more. Smithy coming off. Spent himself in this game. Allen coming on to replace him, and Kuluk will sit in the centre forward role now instead of Smithy. Peterson across to McDonnell, who's also entered the fray. Overlap here from Berglund, and he'll deliver a ball towards the back post. Allsop comes out for it, and McDonnell strikes it from range, but it was never going to trouble the goal. Well done, Kuluk. Gets it away off to Evans. He'll sprint down the line with this one. Can he stay ahead of the defender? He can. He'll come inside, gets his way to the byline, chips it up. Oh, Bjorn! That is so unlike him to miss in that situation, but the defender, I think, is what put him off. And there we have it, the full-time whistle. We've beaten Southend on the road here in the final game of the episode. Another great victory for Solihull as we try our level best here to get promotion into the Championship. Okay, so a couple of pieces of transfer news here. As Kirk Mitchell is leaving the club, we have managed to get £560,000 for his services. £375,000 of that will come into the transfer budget. And meanwhile, Niall Callaghan has gone out the door for £120,000. £70,000 of that will go into the budget. Okay guys, so there we have it. January is in full flow. Some good results in the league, and obviously getting through in the FA Cup means that we will face some more challenges in the forthcoming weeks. And having had Josh Benningo out of the door alongside the deal that was already in place for Brendan Rafferty, we're now in search of an extra striker. Let me know in the comment section down below who you think we should go after. And remember to check out my Twitter feed where you'll see the players that I've had under scrutiny for some while now. But also let me know who you think that I should be going after. In terms of the league position, we're currently sat in third place on 70 points, but that's level with Bolton, who are just ahead of us in second place, and Barnsley only 3 points up the road, currently occupying first position. So I do hope you've enjoyed this episode, and if you have, don't forget to hit the like button and also subscribe to the channel for more FIFA 20 content. But for now, and as always, thanks for watching. I'm out of here.